Today we're lucky enough to be going to a drop zone where usually flights for parachutists take off, but also sport aircraft and very light jets. We're going to meet a pilot there, and let's hope that we get into one of these jets. We're off to go and see some planes, see an air zone, LEJU airport near to Sevilla. We may pick up some private planes there, but more likely to see some of the more sort of sporty and parachute type planes. Beautiful countryside out here, really is gorgeous. You can see beautiful farmlands, and we're almost at the air zone now. Once we arrive on the yellow tarmac, we're going to give the pilot thumbs up and he'll take us around. Let's see, hopefully today we catch a flight. So what a day it looks to be. After recently speaking to a flight attendant, she let on that her father is a private plane pilot, which led me to ask at which airport and if we could get a tour around the aerodrome and hangar. Pilots are always keen on aviation, and this one seems to be no different. My drive to the airfield took me through some awesome countryside, and soon I could see the planes in the distance. Here we are at La Juliana Airport, or Aerodrome as it's called on the signs. We're going to be looking out for cool aircraft today. We're going to be trying to meet up with a pilot, trying to jump on a plane if possible. Even if it costs us something, let's see what happens. If it lands, it speeds up and takes off again. So I'm pretty sure it's a practice for landing and takeoff time for this pilot. So that's part of it. That's part of private aviation. That's part of experiencing travel. Imagine yourself that you had a tiny jet and you could just travel around your country. Some of these jets can easily go over 1,000 kilometers, over 600 miles. And so with a few stops for fuel, you can literally cross Europe, across the United States in your own jet. These jets are also pretty cheap on the market in comparison to what a jet usually costs. While this airfield doesn't have large commercial jets landing all the time, light jets are all over the show, some of which are even affordable. We finally made it onto the airport, but unfortunately due to strong winds, which you might be able to hear right now, there isn't going to be any flying today. The only flying we're seeing is instructors taking the exams, pilots taking their exams, and probably just taking advantage of any day where they can just get in the air. So with no flight in sight for me, it's off to view the planes. This airfield is used mainly for skydiving and pilot training, which includes instructor training. They're the ones who teach the pilots. Some private and luxury travel does take off here. It's easy to get around locally, within Spain and within the province of Andalusia, and often one doesn't even need a flight plan, which means you can take your own jet and just fly to certain airports at a moment's notice. Voy a hablar en español. Pero ¿cómo has empezado con ser piloto? Fernando Jabona found his calling over 40 years ago in 1982. Fascinated by seeing a small plane fly overhead one day, he located it and asked if he could try it out. And those pilots agreed, and he started learning that same day. Fernando has flown all over Spain and across countries like Belgium and France and Europe. He showed us some really gorgeous light jets, like this Lynn Savage Cub S with large wheels to land on rougher terrain, and a JMB VL3 Evolution, one of the fastest ultralight jets, reaching almost 400 kilometers per hour, that's 250 miles per hour. Visible all over the airfield is Skydive Spain, a very successful company, offering the longest freefall in all Europe, starting at 15,000 feet, making it a magnet for skydive enthusiasts who swarm in for just 10 seconds more freefall per jump. Even today, with all the wind, the restaurant and bar area is full of skydivers, hoping for a break in the weather. Skydive Spain has 5 aircraft like this ex-military Dornier, taking up to 19 skydivers per trip to jump. While I didn't get to fly private today, I've been promised a flight by Fernando when the weather gets better. Please like and subscribe to catch it when it happens.